What is up, you guys? My name is Jason Davila, and welcome to the first episode of Good Morning Qatar. I will be joined by Edwin Llanos, Matthew Franklin, and Josh Coker, three Georgia State students who've been keeping a close eye on the World Cup. Coming up ahead, we have some juicy topics to discuss regarding the tournament. What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Good Morning Qatar. We'll be talking about everything that's going on so far in the World Cup, Qatar 2022. I have three special guests with me. I'll introduce Edwin first. Can you tell me a little bit?
What's up, guys? My name is Edwin.
My name's Matthew.
My name's Josh, and I'm probably the only one in this group that knows anything about soccer, and yeah.
That's a lie.
That's a cap. That's a big cap.
And I'm Jason Davila. I'll be your host for today. So let's get right into it. So before the World Cup started, we had a lot of people saying that it wasn't going to work out just because of all the political aspects of it. But as of far, I think this probably has been one of the best World Cups that I've seen in a long time. I'm not sure, what do you guys think?
I mean, I definitely think it's been one of the best World Cups, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know, back then, I feel like soccer was just played a lot differently, and nowadays, it's just touch, and then you finally get to, by the 16-yard box, and then you score, or it's a pass in, and then you score. Back then, I feel like there was just more screamers. The goals were just more insane.
True. I also feel like this World Cup is not that exciting because most of the big stars have been injured because they were playing club soccer before November hit, and usually the World Cup is in the summer. It gives players more time to recover and stuff.
Facts. I do like it. I miss it in the summer because then we were out of school and stuff, and we just had more time to watch the games.
One thing I will say is most of the teams, it's been good competitions between both teams, because of the transition from club soccer straight into the World Cup. They've all been I guess you could say in form for a minute instead of just ending club, having a break, and then midsummer you basically pick back up.
I feel like that kind of helped them though, because right when they were done with club, they went straight to being with their international team and playing with and practicing with them. So I feel like they had more time to prep, but at the same time they were coming off of club, and I mean all of them, they're the best players in the world that are playing for their international team, so they were playing for good club teams. So I feel like that did help too, being just fit and ready for the World Cup.
Yeah, and the chemistry as well. I feel like there's a lot of small teams in this World Cup who may have only one or two stars, but if those two stars are in form, the team in total will probably play better. So that's why we've been seeing so many upsets, we saw yesterday with Morocco against Spain.
Yeah, that game was crazy.
How we saw it with Japan against Germany and Spain as well. So yeah, I think definitely playing in the winter has definitely contributed to this World Cup being a little bit more competitive than prior ones as well.
I'd say another thing is I'd say the spirit and culture, I guess, is a lot different for this one. I feel the 2014 Brazil one, the 2010 South Africa, just the hype and just everyone there was just so much more festive. Yeah. And I mean, I guess it's being kind of festive, but it's kind of soccer's money now. It's all about the money.
Yeah, for sure. We're all going to that Saudi Arabia club for $200 million. Yeah. Pure money, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree on that when Qatar was chosen as the host, it was definitely an aspect of money talks. But so far from all the footage that I've seen, especially Qatar being so small, I think everyone has been in the same vicinity, which leads to more you know, like a more friendly, more like inclusive environment where, because we've seen all these cultures just like mixed together in such a small space, that it's like created like an amazing environment for the World Cup. You see, outside of the stadiums, they literally have fan festivals where they have DJs, and it's a bunch of people. It's just packed,
just different
just
cultures.
vibing, different cultures getting together and getting to experience like an event like that. So I think Qatar at first was a risky option, but I think so far it has played out pretty well. You know, we've reached the quarterfinals. We'll see how they turn out on Friday and Saturday. But as of far, with everything that's happened, what do you guys think has been the biggest disappointment of the World Cup?
I want to say, unfortunately, like, I want to say U.S. or Mexico. Like, basically, the North American teams not making out of group stage is kind of like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess like
The
the U.S. did, but like Mexico didn't. And, like, we didn't make it that far, so it's just like, damn. Like, I thought we were really like even though I knew we weren't gonna win, it's just like I thought we could do a little more than that.
Yeah, that performance was actually like one of the most disappointing things I've ever watched. Looks like U.S. left back literally just got born yesterday. Didn't know how to use his right foot.
4 times.
The whole midfield is carried by Weston McKennie and Adams and Musa, and then everyone else acts like they literally don't know what to do after passing like 3 times. It's literally just like they're getting carried by the few players that play domestically, and everyone else that plays in the MLS. There's a huge gap between them and the European players, and it's just like I don't even know what to do, because you have to choose the people that play in your country. There's no getting away from that, but other than going domestic or going to Europe leagues, there's not much we can do because our coach is also American. So it's just like, what else can we do?
Yeah.
Maybe a different approach of coaching might work. But
Yeah, this might come off a little biased, but I definitely think that Mexico should have made it out of the group. I feel like Messi missing that penalty for Argentina.
I honestly thought it was going to be Mexico and Argentina, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Mexico had been already on a pretty bad run.
Yeah, it's true.
Especially with Tata Martinez as their coach. He wasn't calling up the right people. Formations weren't right, and you know, you could see it. You could see it even before the World Cup. That game they played against Colombia. The game they played against Colombia, the friendly, they were up 2-0, and then they just collapsed and gave up 3 goals. Right before the World Cup, you know, that definitely plays in the mental state.
I still feel like they had enough talent to get past that group stage. Even though their group is actually kind of tough.
Yeah, they definitely did have like enough talent, but a lot of it wasn't caught up. Germany's
a huge disappointment
in their group.
It was Germany, Spain, Japan, and Costa Rica.
Yeah, that was right.
Costa Rica actually did surprisingly well in those couple games they played. Obviously not against Spain, but
but beating Japan definitely made the group much more interesting. And then, you know, they had
a fight up against Germany.
Putting up a fight. You know, those were the most exciting 60 seconds.
Love to see a Cinderella, bro.
Where we had Japan first, Costa Rica second, and then Spain and Germany out.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy. That would have been one of the craziest storylines like in any World Cup.
Spade's coach literally made them all practice. Like, they all had to take 1,000 PKs each before the World Cup so they wouldn't lose in a heartbreaking penalty shootout.
No way.
They did.
I didn't even know that. That's crazy. Yeah.
I definitely feel like another disappointment that no one's talking about is Belgium.
For sure. They were just unmotivated, in my opinion.
100%.
Like, De Bruyne said, he was like, there's no chance.
Yeah, I feel like their team chemistry was like off. Because what wasn't like their goalie Courtois. and De Bruyne, like weren't they beefing? Like they like just don't like each other.
There's definitely some conflict going on after De Bruyne said that this team had no chance just because of their age. It might have been like one of the defenders beefing with De Bruyne, and then just other players getting involved. I do know that like after they got eliminated, tying against Croatia, some players took like different flights back home just so they
Really?
wouldn't be like on the team playing. So. Well, the round of 16, we got through that. We saw some pretty incredible games. Now we're going to head towards the quarterfinals, which is this Friday and Saturday. Who do you think makes it out?
Who plays Friday? It's Brazil, Croatia, and Argentina, Netherlands.
I believe so.
Is it the left side?
That'd be the left side of the bracket.
Brazil going through, Argentina going through. For sure.
Yeah, I see
Netherlands.
Croatia.
I see an upset, Croatia going through, and then Netherlands upsetting as well.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I see
is a solid
Brazil.
team, bro.
Yeah, Croatia is solid.
I
I
don't
would
know,
say
man.
Croatia's solid, but they won't they won through PKs when they didn't have Modric and Rakitic, and then I don't know if they're gonna play against Brazil. So.
If Brazil don't blitz them in the first half, it's gonna be another second half. Croatia's gonna play the whole game smart and go to pens.
I could see Croatia giving Brazil a good match, but I do definitely feel like Brazil's going to triumph over them at the end. I think their team is just too stacked, and Croatia does have a couple of old players. They do have some young new talent, but I don't think they can hold Brazil. On the other side, I do think that Netherlands is going to give Argentina a good game, and I think they might upset. Gakpo has been playing well. Memphis Depay definitely woke up against the United States.
Frankie's passing.
Frankie, he's controlling the midfield. He didn't let our midfield do anything that last game. And if Argentina plays the way that they played against Australia, with Messi being the only one doing anything, then I don't think.
Bro, that's all it takes, though.
I know, that's all it does take. But with a team like Netherlands
But
compared to
Netherlands
Australia,
only has, in my opinion, Van Dijk for defense.
And Van Dijk, I don't know if y'all watched that Barca game a while ago. He got destroyed by Messi. So Van Dijk he's a world-class defender.
we have to see, man. It's going to be a
Messi's
good
an alien.
game. It's going to be a great
Messi is
game.
an alien.
I think that's one of the most even match games that we'll probably see.
Who's alright.
And then on the other side, we have probably
I'm
probably
going
gonna be
Portugal.
the biggest game of the World Cup so far.
I'm gonna go Portugal, but I want Morocco.
No, not that one yet. I'm talking about England, France.
Yeah.
Dude, Mbappe is about to destroy.
Yeah, I think France
Walker.
has to go through.
I don't want France
Dembele is
to
about
go
to
through, but
destroy whoever's on the left side of. Who's even playing Luke Shaw? Yeah. Dembele is destroying Luke Shaw. It's really bad that they're going to expose. Maguire's had a decent tournament, but as soon as Mbappe even cuts inside once, he's going to fall on his butt, and it's just going to be over.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good game, but I do think that France is gonna come out on top. I think you can't just hold Mbappe. You can try to contain him, but with the way he's been playing, he's probably gonna go off. You have to worry about Giroud.
Yeah.
You have to worry about Griezmann as well, Dembele.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be a good matchup.
I'd say both teams have crazy offensive power because if you think about it, they got Mbappe, but they got Jude Bellingham, Rashford,
Saka.
Phil Foden, Saka.
So they both have young talent.
Off the bench.
Who's coming off the bench? Yeah,
That's
I
the
think
thing.
that's insane. So who do y'all
Phil
see winning the
Foden.
semifinal?
Senegal.
Wait, let's vote on a team.
Wait,
So,
but first,
Morocco or Portugal?
Portugal and Morocco. I think Morocco is gonna give them the same game they gave Spain.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna go to extra time.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I think Morocco is gonna go through.
Nah, Portugal's a really good team. Morocco barely survived Spain because Spain has one tactic and it's literally pass until they can break through.
I think in the final will be Brazil and France.
Brazil and France.
Yeah, I think
So-
actually- I think Brazil beats Croatia, Argentina beats Netherlands. Close game against England, France. I just feel like England might come on top. Portugal's gonna beat Morocco, and then England's gonna beat Portugal. Brazil is gonna beat Argentina, so it's gonna be Brazil, England. That's what I
What?
see.
I can see that. I can see that happening. I definitely think that Netherlands gets the upset. Brazil is probably gonna toy with Netherlands in the semifinals, and then I think I'll see a France-Morocco final. France toys with Morocco. I think both semifinals are probably going to be boring. But the final itself is probably going to be, like, insane. I'm calling Brazil against France. I think Brazil takes it in PKs.
I see Croatia making it to the final just because they made it to the final last World Cup and they have the experience. I see them going to the final again. But I want them to win, honestly. But I just feel like they won't come on top because they're going to end up playing, like,
Some super charged.
France,
either
England,
there's
like
some
Portugal.
stacked team or it's Morocco.
Yeah.
But I don't see Morocco beating Portugal, and I do. I don't see France losing to England, but I see them beating Portugal. But I want Portugal to play against Croatia in the final. But I see France winning it all. That was like a lot, but I see France winning it all.
Well, that's all the time that we have for today, guys. Any last words for the audience?
That's a wrap. I had fun doing this little project. Edwin's out.
Can't wait for the next episode. See y'all.
Had a great time, a blast, my pleasure, you feel me? I'll be back though.
Well, I really appreciate you guys hopping on the first episode of Good Morning Qatar. We'll be back next week to talk about the semifinals and the quarterfinals. We're getting there. We're close to the end. December 18th, the final. We'll be ready. Thank you guys a lot. I'm Jason Davila. Hope to see you guys next week.